we present Beyond the Contact, discovering comprehensive affordance for 3D objects from pre-trained 2D diffusion models. Traditional affordances mainly focus on learning contact during human-object interactions. However, there are specific patterns exhibited during human-object interactions which cannot be expressed solely through contact, such as relative orientations and positions. In this paper, we focus on learning the holistic aspects of human-object interactions which go beyond the contact. Importantly, we point out that pre-trained 2D diffusion models already have knowledge of contact, orientation, and position during human-object interactions for various object categories defined by text prompt. Using the power of pre-trained 2D diffusion models, our goal is to learn COMA, a novel affordance representation that models the patterns of contact, orientation, and position during human-object interactions. Given an input 3D object, we initially generate numerous 3D human-object pairs by leveraging the knowledge from pre-trained 2D diffusion models. Subsequently, we learn COMA from the generated human-object pairs by constructing the distribution of relative proximity and normal orientation for all human-object vertex pairs. Our 3D human-object interaction sample generation pipeline starts by rendering the 3D object into multi-view 2D renderings. Then, by leveraging pre-trained 2D inpainting diffusion model with our adaptive mask inpainting algorithm, we insert humans interacting with an object in image, generating 2D human-object interaction images. The method infers the human on the generated 2D images, and lifts it back into 3D, by resolving depth ambiguity with our depth optimization pipeline, resulting the 3D human-object interaction samples. Here is the detail. Given the 3D object, we first render the object from multiple viewpoints. Using the publicly available vision language model, we input the rendered image into the model and generate 3 prompts that describe possible interaction of human with the object. We then insert the human into the rendering of the object, by applying inpainting diffusion models. To prevent the change of original object during inpainting, we introduce adaptive mask inpainting algorithm, which updates the inpainting mask for each denoising step. Here, we provide comparison between adaptive mask inpainting and original inpainting. For same input image and seed, adaptive mask inpainting guides the inpainting mask, by predicting the human segmentation from the predicted denoised image. This is possible, since the segmentation models predict the low-level structure of human, even at the early diffusion time steps, enabling us to specify the region to inpaint. By focusing the region to inpaint, our method preserves the original details of the object well, when not occluded by human. To lift a 2D human-object interaction image back into 3D, we first utilize off-the-shelf single-view human regression models to obtain a corresponding 3D human for the image. For the reference image, we repeat the process of joint triangulation and joint reprojection to identify the largest set of inliers which are semi-consistent with the reference image. The weak auxiliary depth cues provided by these largest inlier images are then used to optimize the depth of the inferred human, resulting in a 3D human-object interaction sample for the reference image. From the large-scale generated 3D human-object samples, we learn COMA by constructing a distribution of relative orientation and proximity for all human-object vertex pairs. This distribution captures the patterns of contact, orientation, and positions during human-object interactions and can be derived into various forms of affordances. Here, we showcase 3 types of affordances: contact-based affordance, orientational affordance, and spatial affordance, which can be derived from COMA. These affordances can be obtained by simply computing the expectation of functions defined for each. These are the results of our pipeline for each object. COMA is visualized for the 3 types of affordances. The 2D human-object interaction images, generated via adaptive mask inpainting, shows consistent appearance after inpainting. The 3D human-object interaction samples, generated via depth optimization, express a plausible interaction with a given 3D object. COMA captures not only contact, but also position and orientation, during human-object interactions. Through visualized affordances, we can observe patterns of how humans use the given 3D object. Since COMA models dense pointwise distributions, we can easily obtain information about affordances in local regions. This example showcases the derived corresponding contact region, which can be obtained both from the object region to human body parts, and from human regions to object parts. Another example is, evaluating the plausibility of orientation in specific body parts. The cosine similarity between human vertex normal, and the most probable direction obtained from coma, can be used as the metric for evaluating plausibility of orientation. As coma is a newly proposed affordance representation, we showcase its possible application. Reconstructing human-object interaction via optimization is challenging when we only use traditional contact-based affordance knowledge. However, by utilizing coma, we can optimize humans to interact with an object, resulting in plausible 3D human-object interaction sample. This demonstrates the advantage of coma, capturing both contact and non-contact patterns during human-object interactions. Also, coma, learned from a specific object, can be transferred to other objects in the same category, by object canonicalization, and inferring vertex correspondences. Here, we showcase an example of a motorcycle, transferring coma and using it to reconstruct human-object interaction via optimization. We demonstrates the possibility of wide usage of coma, in providing general category-wise affordance knowledge. Thank you for watching.